What's up, Moto Buddies? We're going to do a walkthrough here, a close-up look at this Tech Voyager Pro that we've mounted onto RTW Paul's KTM 500. This bike is pretty special and unique, and so there's some great features that we've incorporated into this installation that you're going to want to know about. So if you noticed that little peak down there, this is his stock speedo unit, which we've left on. Typically, on most of these, when you install this, you're going to have your, let me turn this on so the light comes on. So you're going to have this unit down there, and it's probably going to be hidden behind the Voyager Pro. And on this particular bike, the reason we've left this is because his total miles, he's got 78 hours, which we transferred up, or 72 rather, and he's got 2,400 miles. So he wants to have this be his total log of total miles on the bike, and at some point, he'll have, 20, 30,000 miles on this thing. And he doesn't want those on the Voyager because his plan is probably to take this unit off and transfer it to some other bike in the future. But for the sake of recording his journey, he wants that to be where all those miles go. So we're leaving that on. But there was a problem. You had the three little instruments, or the three little indicators down there. You had your FI light, your fuel injection light, check engine light basically. And then you had your fuel, low fuel, and then the headlight, high beam. So how do you get that data, that information up here onto the Voyager Pro? Well, you do that through this little side dash. So what we've done is we've taken those voltage signals off and created a custom harness so that we can transfer. There's his high beam, here's his turn signal. And then this one right here, this little oil, is his check engine light. So Tech doesn't have one that matches up exactly with KTM, right? They don't have one that says FI. So we use the oil one. That's what this one does. And then the fuel light, and it's not on right now. It kind of looks like it does. So all of these lights, all of this data, which used to live, except for this, or the turn signal flasher, that was on that little green bulb that goes over here next to the stock speedo. That we took the three of these and we brought them up. So this is the kind of thing that you want to do if you're going to just completely remove that stock unit, the stock speedo. And I think you should. It adds all kinds of functionality to your bike. And the other thing too that this gets you is this is now rigid mounted. Remember how the Voyager Pro, the original one, was essentially, captured and rigid mounted in its little bracket? You got that same thing going on here. For somebody to get access to this, they'd have to take out all these screws and pull this off. Is it possible? Sure, anything's possible, but they're going to go through a lot of work to get this off. So this particular one, if you notice, we've mounted this to a highway, this highway dirt bikes on the bar setup here, but MotoMinded. Chris made this cool little bracket. Basically, what's happening here is you've got this aluminum base plate with the two holes, and this sits right on top of your bars. So you need to have a flat bar setup, though. So I don't think this works with a stock bar setup because you've got basically two C-shaped, bar clamps that face each other, and this needs a flat perch to mount on top of. So you're going to want to take that into consideration if you're going to use this bracket, but it is super strong. It's great. So it's a fantastic way to set it up, and you're right here in the middle of your cockpit, right dead front and center, and it's not going anywhere. This little wire here to this lead, that's the antenna. That's the buddy track feature. So when you're on your GPS screen, your other guys in your ride group right here are going to display for you with a little dot where they are. And I should have turned it on when we did this little demo, but our other bike, Kevin, his bike is also programmed into the group. And so each one of these displays is showing the indicated position of the other guy. So while they're out traveling around the world, they'll be able to see if they're in some forest or something where the ride guy is their partner. And that is good. Tech says that's good. They publish a lower distance than probably what it's really capable of. I think they say, maybe up to 3 miles. So it's probably plus or minus 3 to 4, give or take. Probably line of sight is, going to be a little bit farther distance. So as you know, you've probably watched the videos on these. You've got TAC, all kinds of information is displayed here. There's ambient temperature right now. This is a great screen because you got water temperature here, ambient as well, engine voltage. So that's monitoring your bike, the battery power. And then, you know, elevation. This is the screen where when you set it up to your phone, you can bring in your music, and then you can play songs and control your phone. You can even send and receive calls out of here. There's one other cool feature. So you're going to have your Bluetooth enabled earbuds connected into this, and then you've got a driver and a passenger. So those two earbuds, those two Bluetooth earbuds that each person has, they sort of use this as a gateway, as an interface, and then you're basically using an intercom. This device acts as an intercom link between those two, and you talk to each other, which is a pretty cool feature. So this screen has a lot of power to it. And then this one's configurable. You can bring in any of the data that you want. You know, I think this is the default screen, but you could bring more information onto that one and then back to your map. So the Tech Voyager Pro is a pretty significant display. I don't think anybody else is doing anything at all, even remotely close to this. And to be able to put this on your bike, to have all that data, and replace your stock Speedo for, you know, about $5.99, I think is the retail price. And we offer these at retail cost, but you can maybe hit us up, and if you're a member of some of the ride groups, we might be able to work out a little kickback, a little discount for you. So this particular device is really worth looking at. It's really worth putting on your bike. I don't see any reason why anybody wouldn't want to run this device. All right, guys, thanks for watching our video. Go out there and get some adventure.